Hi, this is Coach Kevin Kinel again. Today we wanted to try to do something just a little bit different. So far, all the videos that we've done and the analysis that we've done has been in with race video and race footage, and we've taken a look at it and we've tried to analyze it. But we thought we would show you that SwimHero can be used in practice and can be used really effectively in practice, and you can really get creative with what you do. And we film sets during practice, and we'll take a look at our stroke rate, and we'll take a look at our breakout distance, and we'll do those kinds of things, and we'll do broken swims and trying to simulate races, and we'll take a look at the footage. But I decided that it would be fun to take a look at kick tempo, and so I had to adjust the SwimHero a little bit, how I did it, so that we could take a look at kick tempo, because I've had so many kids that kick differently, and I think all of us try a small fast kick on our front or on our back for kids, and then we try a bigger, slower kick, and to see, we time them and we see which one is faster, and we'll try it on our side, try it one side, try it the other side, and we've all done that and try to figure out what's the most effective way to kick underwater for that particular athlete. And so I just decided I would go ahead and I would use SwimHero to try to give me some idea of the kick tempo that we're doing, the how many kicks they're actually taking, their distance that they're traveling between kicks, and their velocity. And I thought that not only by using the stopwatch, but I thought I'd really take a look at values and see what we can learn from it. And I had to adapt it a little bit. I had these four bars that you see here. This first one, and these were 25-yard swims, or 25-yard kicks, and they were push-off. This was all in shallow water, too. This was just kind of at the beginning of a practice. I had her push off, and after I filmed it, her pushing off, and I sort of walked along the side of her so I would get a real clear view at her kick. And when I was going to stamp it, I slowed it way down, and then I had to push the start, the enter, and the breakout buttons right in a row, and that's why you see this really short underwater, or the breakout distance here, because I did those right away, because what I wanted to do was be able to really focus on the kicks and be able to get how many kicks that we took, the distance we traveled, our tempo, and then what was the velocity. And I'll talk more about the velocity in a little bit, but I found out something a little kind of interesting with that. But this first one, she pushed off on her stomach, and we were trying to take real small, fast kicks, and we feel like, and have felt all along, that that's the fastest way for her to go. And she went 13.3. This is a 25-yard pool. And as you can see the numbers, she took 27 kicks, 0.83 meters per kick. She traveled 0.83 meters. Her tempo was 0.46, and her velocity is 1.7, which I thought was really good. Time was 13.1. So we took several minutes rest, so I felt like she was pretty rested. And then we did it again, and again, these are push-offs. So I did it the same way. This time the instructions were just to take a bigger kick, and even if that makes you slow it down some, try to take a bigger, more powerful kick. And so she did that, and you can see the time was 14.4, a little bit slower. She took less kicks because they were bigger, so she traveled further on each kick. Her tempo was 0.6, so a little bit slower, but she's going a little further. And her velocity was 1.57, and the overall was 14.4, so a little bit, just a little bit slower. And the velocity was less too. Then we had her, again, several minutes rest. We had her then go to on her right side, and we did the same thing again, and just kind of took a look at the values. Took 30 kicks, 0.7 meters per kick, 0.47, and again 1.59. So this velocity she created was slightly higher than this one. Time was just slightly faster than the second one, but not as fast as the first way on the small fast kicks. And she was 14.3. So then we had her go on her left side to try to make sure that we've tried to cover all of our bases. And the outcome here was, similar. 27 kicks, which is the same as she did up here. 0.83, which I thought was interesting because it was the same as it was when she was doing on her stomach. Her rate was just slightly slower, but again, the velocity she was able to get was not quite what she was here. And, I thought about it, was she tired at this point? But I really don't think so, because, all we did was warm up ahead of time, and I gave her several minutes rest, and, and she's a pretty tough athlete. So I really didn't think that was the deal. So from this, this time was 14.5. If you look at all four of these, the evaluation you'd have to, or the conclusion you'd have to come to, would be that she's probably better off with these small fast ones. And I think it's an individual difference. I think you can do this with anybody. And what I plan on doing too is, testing this every so often and see if I can get this velocity to go up and see how these things change. The other thing that jumped out at me with this was this velocity 1.7, and then I went back and I looked at some of her swims, and some of her fastest swims, including in a suit, her first length velocity was like 1.7, and even the second, third length, things like that on some of her fastest swims were like 1.6, 1.5, and without a suit, sometimes the later 25s, her swim velocity, so I'm talking about her surface velocity, were more like 1.5, 1.6. So to me, this tells me that I got to keep her underwater a little bit longer, and because she may be faster underwater than she is on the surface. So I think that's why we've all kind of gone to underwater swimming and trying to push it. And I think it's different for everybody, but we're playing around with this, and we think that maybe we can figure out a way to be able to figure out how long an individual should stay under, and what's the optimum distance or number of kicks possibly that they should be able to do. So we're trying to find creative ways other than just the race analysis, which we think is incredible. The things you can do analyzing race footage with SwimHero, but it really can be used in a lot of different ways in practice. Whether you're just filming sets and then trying to look at it and trying to see how much you've improved in practice to then eventually improve in the race, or trying to be creative. And we would really like to maybe set up and get some of you guys' opinions on things and ways that you have used it, and maybe even set up a coaches forum. So we're looking at a platform to possibly do that, to see about other ideas that people will have, because there's some awful smart and awful creative coaches out there. So we're looking at also, not just kick tempo here, but we're also, playing with analyzing a little bit of resisted swimming and assisted swimming and what that means. So we're going to probably be putting some more practice videos out here real soon. So hopefully you've got a little bit out of this, and if nothing else, it really made you think, because I think there's so many creative minds out there, and there is so much that you can do with SwimHero, and we're always trying to improve it. So we would appreciate any comments that anybody would have. Thank you.